Hello, everyone. Happy Monday evening. Hope you are well. My name is Eric Collins. This has been a sensational week 3 of Athletes Unlimited softball, and it's a bit surprising it has been so flawless considering how tough this week was leading into Saturday's games. Awful news early in the week. Alicia Ocasio, one of the best players in the league, had to leave for personal reasons. Alicia Ocasio was among the leaders in points, doing it both in the circle with a perfect 3-0 record, a dazzling ERA of 1.31. She also hits and got points because what she can do with the bat, but she had to leave for personal reasons. It was a bit deflating for everyone in the league, but folks, we are ending the weekend with fantastic news. Alicia Ocasio is re-entering the league. She will be back in the mix, and we will expect to see her next week when the games continue. All right, in the absence of Alicia Ocasio, other stars have emerged. My partner, Danielle Laurie, has more on Erica Piancastelli.
Well, I mean, I love the fact that she got to slide into that role because she's familiar with it. She is the captain of the Italian national team, so she brings a lot of experience in that department, but she's fortunate enough to be a part of a team that can swing the bat very well, her being one of them.
Hi everyone, Senator Tammy Duckworth here. I want to give a shout out to Athletes Unlimited for all the work they're doing this fall to get out the vote. So please everyone, remember, get registered to vote, then make sure that all of your friends do too. This election could not be more important. Now, let's play ball.
Let's do it. Fantastic. Thank you, Tammy Duckworth. Tammy Duckworth tosses it off to Kat Osterman. Kat has been electric. She is 6-0. Every game that she has appeared in, she has won.
She by far is the most experienced in this league, has 2 Olympics under her belts, gold medal, silver medal, 6-0, not too shabby with a .62 ERA, only pitcher to have a below 1 and a ton of points. You take a look at that. I mean, there's no one near Kat, and she's going to be someone you would see being a captain and going into the draft tomorrow, getting to choose who she wants.
Athletes Unlimited softball, it's not just about runs, hits, and errors. It's really about points. And you saw that Kat Osterman is the leader by far in points. Every week, the top 4 point totals are your next week's captains. And there is still some doubt as to who will be the captains for next week's games. We will monitor that throughout the course of the evening. Here's Megan Wiggins, veteran out of Georgia. She's been a handful. Batting average of .464 with power. 4 homers, 10 runs batted in. No one plays with more intensity than Megan Wiggins. 2 veterans, both in their 30s. 0-2 to Wiggins. Tried to get her to chase.
And Kat is a drop ball specialist. For those that do not know, she also throws that curveball from the left side as well as an off-speed curve and a rise ball, but her drop is her go-to pitch.
Gets Wiggins to chase upstairs, and a strikeout begins our ball game. Now let's talk about what we're going to see with this defensive alignment. Kat loves this battery. She has thrown to Gwen Spekas every single game, and you can bet she will for the rest of the year as long as she's a captain and can pick Spekas. Warren and Shelby left side of the infield airtight. Leach, Malgo right side. Mandy Perez in left. Victoria Hayward in center. And Michelle Moultrie is the right fielder.
I'm surprised you didn't notice. Wiggins struck out. That means she's the last hitter left standing that did not have a strikeout. Now every single person in this league has. Surprised you didn't pick it up.
You complete me. Slipped through my fingers and you had it all the way. I love it. Thank you. We're working this thing together. Yeah, coming into this weekend, Megan Wiggins had not struck out. And it didn't look like she ever had a chance to strike out. She's been so hot, but Kat Osterman has made a lot of great hitters look silly. Here's Savannah Jaquish. Jack of all trades, played third, caught, played first in right field. On the ground, right side, easy play. Aubrey Leach, 2 down. All right, 2 down, bases clear, and now the captain of Team Piancastelli, Erica Piancastelli. 9 hits and 27 at bats with power. She has got 4 home runs. She utilizes a huge leg kick. See the hometown of Modena, Italy. She is going to represent the Italian national team in the Summer Olympics next year. Let's take a look at the spray chart for Piancastelli. Spray chart powered by 643.
I would say the left side heavy. I'd even do a little bit of a shift. The athletes don't have access to this where they're able to look, but they could chart and do stuff on their own.
If she hits the ball on the ground, it's always going to be pulled. Just with that leg kick that she has, kind of is geared towards the left field swing. Gets on top of it. Ball and 2 strikes.
And that last pitch, rise ball inside part of the plate, and that's a pitch that Kat has been bringing out a little bit more because everyone knows she's primarily down. I think that being able to go up in the zone a little bit really helps.
Kat Osterman should be fresh. She didn't play at all in yesterday's win. Kind of thought that maybe she would need to close out the game. Her team eventually won by a score of 12-9. Count goes full, 3-2. Kat had been retired, hadn't picked up a softball in a competitive game for 3 years. But now trying to tune up for the Summer Olympics. Kat pitched in 2004, was the youngest player for Team USA when they won gold. In 2008 was a huge part of the club that took home a silver, a surprise loss in the gold medal game to Japan. But now 12 years, it will be 13 years in between Olympics for Kat Osterman and Team USA. Another 3-2. Called strike 3. Piancastelli strikes out.
Another southpaw. Throws it pretty hard, 65, 66 miles an hour, and I thought she really settled in nicely last weekend, was able to utilize that curveball away from the lefties and into the righties. She's 3-3. I don't mind that ERA. This is a tough league for these pitchers. The hitters came to play right from week 1.
She competes. Loves to play the game. That is obvious every time you see Haley Wagner. She was the 2nd overall pick in the draft on Tuesday. The team was drafted by Alicia Ocasio before she had to leave. But Ocasio clearly thinking highly of Wagner. Two balls, no strikes. And for the most part, she fills up the strike zone. You see that 2/3 of her pitches are strikes. She works quick, doesn't walk many, doesn't strike out many. Lets the defense work behind her. Tough start, 3-0. Victoria Hayward in the driver's seat. Let's see if Hayward's taking all the way. There's the first strike from Wagner.
The only thing I ever want to see just from the umpires is just that they call it both ways for the pitchers. I mean, we have 2 southpaws that kind of work the same. Kat throws a little bit more down in the zone.
Excellent numbers for Hayward. She's currently 5th among the 56 players in points. She's got a chance to be a captain next week. Chopper, it's going to be hard to get her. Ramirez puts it in her back pocket. Infield single, Victoria Hayward. Victoria keeps on keeping on. Runner on at first, nobody out here in the bottom of the first inning. There's points for team performance as well. If you win an inning, if your team scores more than the other in an individual inning, that's worth 10 points. If you win a game, everyone on the roster gets 50 points. And then when it's all said and done, the players and fans vote for MVPs. The number 1 MVP gets 60 points, number 2 40, and the third gets 20. We add it all together, and the top 4 are captains each week. And when it's all said and done, there will be just one person who has more points than anyone else. The top of the hill, 1 out of 56, and that would be a significant accomplishment. Aubrey Leach. Called strike 1 and 2.
You couldn't be more right. I mean, to be atop this leaderboard with the parity of the offense, as well as, you know, a player like Kat Osterman, to be that number 1 at the end of this. I mean, not only are you getting more money than everyone else, and that's how this works. The leader at the end of this thing gets the most money, and that goes down through the 56 players. It's not just that one gets all, but one gets significantly more than everybody else, and that's bragging rights.
Chopper to third. Jaquish throws low. Jenkins scoops it off her shoe tops, and that is out number 1. Moving into scoring position goes Hayward. Well, we expect this one to be low scoring, so defense is going to be at a premium. You got Wagner throwing to the captain, Piancastelli. Jaquish, Ramirez, left side of the infield. Clifton, Jenkins, right side. And outfield of Pendley, Wiggins, and Howe. Here's Jesse Warren. Warren in the short conversation for best third baseman in the world. Defensively can pick it. And offensively, she's been a force, batting close to 500. And we just showed you that Warren is 6th on the leaderboard for points. There are only a handful of players who could be in the top 4. Warren is one of them. Hayward at second base is one of them. Katiana Mauga is in this game. She could leapfrog if she has a monster game. 2 balls and 2 strikes to Warren.
Well, and that's the thing. When you find yourself on those teams that win and you also have a day yourself, it's where you really can find yourself just scooting up the leaderboard rather quickly. I mean, we know singles worth 10, doubles 20, triple is 30, and a home run is 40 points. That is a great spot. That's her back door. She's thrown on the outside part of the plate, and you can just see her frustration a little bit. And, you know, Warren's too good of a hitter. You can't put that pitch any more on the plate because that's a pitch that she can mash.
3 balls and 2 strikes. Slice down the right field line. It's trouble. If it's fair, it's foul. So we'll do it again. 3 balls and 2 strikes to Warren. Love seeing that 30 on the back of the jersey. She wears it as a tip of the cap. Loves watching Steph Curry play basketball. Well, that's how she picked number 30. We've mentioned it many times, a multi-sport athlete growing up down in Florida. She's a Tampa native. Alonzo High School said one of her best friends and her teammates on many, many teams growing up. Alex Faedo, may not know the name, but he is a stud pitcher in the Detroit Tigers organization, was a first-round pick a couple of years ago. They were baseball teammates all throughout their childhood before Jesse eventually went over to softball. Wonderful pitch by Wagner. Oh my goodness, they've got Hayward caught between second and third. She's safe. Oh, they didn't get an out. That's an absolute killer for Team Piancastelli. They strike out Warren, but they don't get an out. The ball was bounced at the plate, and instead of getting the easy out at first, they throw it out at second, and Hayward's too swift. She's safe at third.
And Piancastelli, I think the importance of 100% getting it out. And if you see Victoria Hayward that far off the bag, instead of throwing it to two, the smart move is to run at the runner, push her towards a base, and then you're in control. You never want to let her be the one that's in control. She had her momentum going towards third base already. And that's just an unfortunate, great strikeout by Wagner, but not able to get that out.
So a small thing, but a great play by Hayward. Still just one out. A lot of different ways to score a run here. Gwen Svekis, the batter. Svekis has earned the respect of Kat Osterman. She has been the #1 overall pick each of the last 2 years. Kat has had the #1 pick and said, I cannot play without Svekis. It's going to happen again this week. I'm here to tell you. Popped up, foul territory, giving chase. Jaquish runs out of room. That would have been a big out.
And that's why the importance of staying atop the leaderboard for Kat is to be able to get Gwen Svekis, because we know the comfort between someone behind the plate. That is most important for the pitcher. You got to respect and love who you're throwing to. Have to be on the same page.
That's one of the great things about this format, is I'm sure that some people out at home are looking at Gwen Svekis' numbers and saying, all right, she's got 6 hits. 26 at bats. She's hitting .231. She's got 1 homer. Really? #1 overall? But Kat believes in her and says, I can win with Gwen Svekis. She's the most important person to me. High pop up, shallow center field. It's going to be tough for Hayward to score. Here comes Wiggins' throw. No, she decides to run it in herself. So Megan Wiggins, the veteran, says, I will hand it to the pitcher, make sure no one runs. That's a big out, #2.
Well, let's just quickly go back to talking about Svekis. And the beauty that she brings is she calls a great game, Eric. And I love that. And that's something that we haven't seen a ton of, is the battery every week is changing. And I love that part of it. But I also think at times the communication has to be better between the pitcher-catcher, because that's where it has been lacking. But Gwen knows how to call a great game, and she calls Kat well. The communication is there. She's a catcher that I've loved seeing her go out into the circle and just have a conversation instead of leaving something up to chance.
Katiana Mauga hits this one high in the air. Eminently playable for Wiggins. Makes the play, side is retired. Morgan Howe, enormous power, leads things off. It'll be Howe, Nadia Taylor, and Kaylee Clifton. One ball, one strike to Howe.
And I would say that just the difference between Kat and some of these other pitchers is she doesn't miss over the white of the plate very often.
Showing bunt, 1 and 2.
I mean, it does happen at times where you leave one, and sometimes they can do some damage, but other times you're just like, ooh, that's my bad. That won't happen again. And she may miss over the plate once or twice throughout a game. Besides that, when she's throwing to Gwen and hitting a spot, she's hitting her spot.
2 and 2. One thing we've seen here with Athletes Unlimited is the long ball. We have 17 games played so far, and every single game has had at least 1 homer. But that's the thing that Kat Osterman does exceedingly well and always has been. She keeps the ball in the park.
And one thing we saw from last week was just the adjustments that Howe had made versus Osterman last Monday night. She had struck out her first at bat and was kind of swinging at pitches way out of the zone, and then found a way to battle back her next AB and had taken her yard, given up the first run that Kat gave up.
Swung on and missed. That is now 3 strikeouts for the first 4 batters that Kat Osterman has faced.
Well, and it's this curveball, so much break, tailing away. And I mean, this is perfect placement. Sveka set up. Howe, no chance.
All right, here comes the veteran professional hitter, Nadia Taylor, who has had a weekend playing really well. It's got the batting average up to 364. A couple of homers. It's a battle of Longhorns. Somewhere Connie Clark smiling. First pitch, strike 1. Nadia Taylor wears number 88 everywhere she's ever been. Before she got to college, she wore number 8. She wanted to go to Texas, wear number 8. Looked up on the wall and saw that number 8 had been retired in honor of Kat Osterman. So she said, I guess I'm not wearing that. So she added another 8 to it, and she's worn number 88 ever since. But it's all basically stemming from the disappointment of not having a chance to wear 8 because of that woman. Kat now wears number 38, in case you're wondering, because that is the age that she will be next summer when she competes for Team USA in the Olympics.
And I like that I've seen Kat go upstairs a good amount here. Throwing that rise ball. Being able to throw to all 4 quadrants only makes your best pitch better because you're changing the eye plane. It's going to throw a drop on the outside corner here.
Man, that's impressive.
It's like I ever picked.
2 balls and 2 strikes. Kat doesn't look like she's totally comfortable just yet, even though she's gotten results. So another 3-2 pitch.
That's a good AB by Taylor, just being patient.
Dating back to the end of the first inning, that's 3 straight batters that have gone to 3-2 against Kat. Golfed down the left field line. I think it's going to be playable. It is. Mandy Perez. Mandy Perez made a whale of a catch yesterday, diving in the outfield. We've seen fantastic defense at times with her outfield play. That was an inning to remember for Clifton. Her team was trailing. And so with one swing of the bat, she got 170 points. The homer was 40 points. Her team won a rollover inning, so in total it was 2 innings they won for 20. They won the game because of her walk-off homer. That's 50. And because of her heroics, she was the #1 MVP and got 60 points for that. 170 points in 1/2 inning for Kaylee Clifton.
That's probably the best that you're going to see. I think
amazing.
if that can be beat, that'll be pretty incredible.
Solid player. Been really fun to watch for 3 weeks. Doesn't make mistakes. Cats 0-2. Little number. Tough chance. Cat's throw is wild down the line. Look at Moultrie. That is a pro's pro. Moultrie right where she needs to be to keep that just a single. I'm sure that's not an error. That'll be a single. So Clifton is on. Could have been worse, but Moultrie saved the day down the right field line.
Yeah, and this is a long way for her to have to come off the mound. And you see her being a lefty, so has to change her feet a little bit. Just wasn't able to come up. And I think even if you get a boom boom throw, I still think Clifton does have a lot of speed. He's able to get up the line pretty quick.
Here's Kelsey Jenkins. Jenkins, a rookie, just getting started. Just finished her college experience playing for Yvette Healy up the road in Wisconsin. She must have been absolutely just befuddled that first winter she spent in Madison, Wisconsin. She is a Tucson, Arizona native, and I'm here to tell you, the temperature in Madison, Wisconsin in January is nothing close to what it is in Tucson, Arizona. Might as well be in Siberia. Ball and 2 strikes to Jenkins. Swung on and missed. Kat Osterman has struck out 2 in each of the first 2 innings. Former Oklahoma All-American Shelby Pendley from Rio Rancho, New Mexico, just outside of Albuquerque. On the year through 3 weeks, hitting .320, and I have to say it, never thought I'd say it, Shelby Pendley is hitting a soft .320. She's got 8 hits, all of them singles. Enormous power normally. Led National Pro Fast Pitch in homers in years past. 84 career homers as a collegian. Only 6 players with more. Where's the thunder, Shelby?
This is really the first weekend that she's been on a team that's won. And she's been on teams in the past and has not got to really move up much in the leaderboard because she's been on losing teams.
Looped into left field. How about that? Wonderful play. Nicole Pendley robs her sister. Oh, that's not fair. No Christmas gift for you. Nicole Pendley robs her sister Shelby.
Hey, and if you want anyone to do it, you want your sister to rob you. And she makes this great layout catch. So pretty, just in time. Great angle. Nobody better to do it than your little sister.
Shelby on Shelby crime. Pendley on Pendley crime.
Hey,
that happens sometimes. Here's Sammy Fagan. Good hitters count for her. 2 balls, no strikes. Fagan finally with the team and starting to win some games. She was a captain a couple of weeks ago. Got up to a slow start. Now picking up points playing for Team Osterman here over the weekend. 2 balls and a strike to Fagan.
something I love about Wagner is just she can throw that curveball at 66 miles an hour, but has no fear going into the lefty hitters.
Right back to Wagner, knocks it down, doesn't panic. Throws a strike over to first, and there are 2 outs.
So she'll throw those curveballs in and out, but she always will go to the inside part of the plate, even if someone is crowding. But I've loved just seeing her snap that curveball off at 66 miles an hour. I think that is a hard pitch to hit, and the reason why those southpaws have the advantage at times to the hitters is just because you don't get to see a lot of lefties from the left side throwing and snapping that curve off.
Mandy Perez has just 1 hit so far this season, but it was a homer. Perez out in left field today. Soft. Called strike, 0-2.
Well, and Perez, that's a perfect example of someone that has kind of been riding the bench a little bit, but having some pinch hits here and there, and then steps up in a big situation, gets that timely hit, and now she finds herself starting and getting more consistent ABs. That's all it takes is just one good at bat, feel good at bat. I mean, if you go deep here, you're joining a good club, because almost everyone I feel like has dropped a bomb. But you see where she's at. Season only batting 125, but came up clutch the other day.
Went too far. That's a strikeout for Wagner. She has a pair of them. A 1-2-3 second inning. Welcome back, everyone. We are at Parkway Bank Sports Complex here in Rosemont, Illinois. This is the only exclusive diamond for softball in North America. Professional softball right here in Rosemont, Illinois, and it is a brand new surface, the infield AstroTurf, and it's a lot to talk about. It's very bright. It has been clean, and we're going to talk about that here in this third inning. Kat Osterman working to Abby Ramirez. We're joined now by Todd DeWolf, who is the VP of Business Development and Research for AstroTurf. Todd, thank you for joining us, and we want to talk about this field and the developments that have been made over the last couple of months.
Yeah, thanks very much for having me. We're very excited to have our AstroTurf 3DK system down and be a part of the Athletes Unlimited and this exciting league.
Just the second one in the country to have this 3D turf installed. What makes it so special?
Well, this is a 3DK system. What's so special about this system is it checks all the boxes for a turf system. It really goes above and beyond what you're trying to do for a surface like this. Obviously, fast pitch softball is a very high-speed game. We had to match the speed. It's a cooler infill with our partners at Brock USA. It is a pine trees that are ground up, and it's a cooler system. It's a sustainable system that they use. There's also a shock pad underneath it. It incorporates our high density root zone to keep the infill in place. So it's a consistent surface, it's a firmer surface, a cooler surface, and it's meant to replicate the speed of fast pitch softball as well as baseball.
Well, that's what I was going to ask. Just talk to me a little bit about like how the wood particles impact the playing surface, because I've had different players and we've had them mic'd up and hear different things. So I'd love to hear about that a little bit.
Yeah, the one thing we can't do is, we can't replicate clay. We're trying to get as close as we can. What we don't want to do is change the game. And as you've seen, and I was watching in the first inning there at Chopper, we're seeing the bunting, we're seeing the speed of the game and the true hops. It is a polynylon surface, so sliding can be a little different. The ball can skip a little different, but we don't want to change the speed of the game. We don't want to make the players change their angles. We don't want to make it too soft and move around underfoot, but we want to make it as safe as possible for them as well.
Just curious, Todd, I've watched a lot of games here in this field back when it had the ground-up tires that were used as the fill. Now you said you're using pine trees that are ground up. About how many pine trees are needed to kind of fill in and make sure that everything is even in the way you need it to be?
You know what? That's a fantastic question that I don't have an answer for. I didn't see that on the sheet you guys gave me, so I wasn't prepared.
I ask all the hard questions. Sorry about that. Well, I like the fact that it's bright. That makes a big difference to me. We've seen fields before that are dark, and it changes the feeling. My last question to you, in terms of drainage, we haven't had much issues so far, but how quickly can this field drain?
Systems for artificial turf can drain 12 to 14 inches of rain per hour. I mean, that's a lot of water. The big thing is when the surface, you don't want any standing water on the field, and that's the beauty about this surface and any synthetic turf surface that's put together well, is that if you have a tournament place and you get a lot of rain, you're just going to brush the water right off the fiber, and you're playing 10 minutes later. It's with the clay. There's no puddling. The water drains vertically right through a stone drainage base out to a storm sewer.
Todd, thank you so much for your time. Really appreciate it.
Guys, thank you. It's fun to watch.
That's Todd DeWolf with AstroTurf. Yeah, we've had some questions about this surface. It has been it's obviously brand new for Athletes Unlimited this summer. And it's kind of nice to get answers straight from the horse's mouth about what we're seeing. Quickly 2 down. Kat Osterman facing Megan Wiggins.
And the one thing I think that I noticed the most was when we had that day of rain and the games were delayed a little bit later, and how much the athletes were sliding past second. I think it would be the same with that rubber turf, but it was crazy to me. They could not stay on second base if they were to steal. They were sliding all over the place.
I wonder if it's a matter of breaking in. I think a lot of things with turf was just as playing on it and breaking it in. But, yeah, I think, as you know, as being an elite player and being a pitcher and dealing with spin, this league and high-level softball is all about spin and getting a true hop and a true read on the ball.
Well, when you have that rubber type material, that's where people will at times be like, I love playing on turf because I always get the true hop, but I love not getting the true hop because I think this would be the most realistic to playing on dirt, in my opinion. So when I've seen some of those hops, that's what I've noticed.
Softly hit right side. Leach hurries, side retired. Michelle Moultrie lays down a bunt. What a play. That is airtight defense. Kelsey Jenkins to Clifton covering. That wasn't an easy play.
And just going back to those tops cards, I mean, how cool is that? I think that's pretty amazing. I'm glad that they're finally doing something like that. I feel like should have been a little while ago where they did. But I think that's awesome.
Here's Victoria Hayward. Hayward singled. It's the only hit allowed by Haley Wagner. She singled. Actually got caught in a pickle between second and third, but she made it safely, and it was credited with a steal. So she has 20 points by her name already. Bunted foul. Victoria Hayward is wearing a microphone. She's mic'd up, presented by Sparta Science.
Good. Can anyone hear me? Oh, pick that. Shelby! Shelby, nice pick. Good job. I feel good about this. Also, I have some makeup in my hair. Ooh, Aubrey! Oh, Kat! I see that movement, baby. We're looking good. I do feel good about a steal today. I haven't stolen in a minute. Yeah, I haven't stolen in a while. In every picture, do people? Okay, it's happening. Oh, Kelly! Kelly!
Oh, she does have a steal. She grounds out to first base, and that is now 2 outs. She's fun. You've been with her on and off for close to a decade, right?
Yes. My very first year playing with Vic was the year after we won the national championship at Washington. So 2009 was her first year with Team Canada.
Right back to Wagner. How about you save that story for next inning? Quick inning for Wagner. Only needs a half dozen pitches. That's one of the really neat things about women's sports that we've gotten over the last couple of decades with the advent of Title IX and more generations of girls and women being able to play sports. Same story with Hannah Flippen. Her mom was a significant player. Kelsey Jenkins has a mom and an aunt who both played on Canadian national teams. And we're seeing more and more of that. And it's never going to go back the other way. Really cool. Savannah Jaquish lead things off. Jaquish, Piancastelli, and Howe batting in the fourth inning. Kat Osterman so far through 3 innings, 5 strikeouts. Interesting. A meeting in the circle.
Hey, I mean, 2-1 count. Likes to have a little communication as far as like, hey, we're 2-1. What do you want to throw? She's had a day. 1 fly out, 3 ground outs, 5 strikeouts.
Two balls and 2 strikes.
I just need to give a quick little shout out to my daughter, Maddie, because I know she's watching. So I just wanted to say, Mama loves you, proud of you. She started homeschool. I know there's a lot of people that are dealing with that. It's going to be an interesting couple months, but that's why you love that softball's back on TV. It gives little girls something to watch. And then you look at the fact that there's 20 women that will hopefully compete in the 2021 Olympics. And I think that that's something that ignites a passion in the youth of that softball's back in the Olympics. That's a really big deal. It allows you to dream big. I mean, not that playing in the MPF or Japan is not an option, but the Olympic playing for your country is something that gives you a whole other element of emotion, and the list goes on.
Driven into center field. This is well hit. This one is gone. Savannah Jaquish to dead central. Here's our first run of the ball game. Homer number 4 for Jaquish. How about that? 1-0 lead, Team Piancastelli.
And Savannah Jaquish is so good. Are you kidding me with that? That's not even a bad pitch. She goes down to get it. You see her knee touches the turf. That is great hitting. Dead center. Wow.
So a shocker here to begin our 4th inning. And this is an important inning, folks. We have had zeros across the board for the first 3 frames. And so if either side can win this inning, they will get 40 points. Every single player, all 14 players on the winning side will get 40 points. Golfed in the air. My goodness, Piancastelli got underneath that one. Moultrie with the play. Well, Savannah Jaquish rounding the bases. Aspiration just committed to plant another 100 trees to drive environmental change. You can drive change too as an Aspiration member. Learn how at aspiration.com/athlete. Now we have had a home run in every single game so far this season with Athletes Unlimited. We're 18 for 18. Morgan Howe. Strike 1.
And what a big moment for Team Piancastelli. I mean, being able to strike first, understanding the importance of the rollover innings. I mean, this inning's worth 40 points. That's as if you're going to give every person on your team a homer if Kat's team is not able to score in the bottom of the inning.
Tipped at the plate. Yeah, Team Osterman, they're a perfect 2-0. So far this weekend, but they're kind of a paper tiger. Yeah, they're getting points for winning games, but remember yesterday they put an 8 spot on the board in the first inning against Team Sanders, but then never won another inning after that. So if they lose this inning, they will have now lost 10 consecutive innings. The other team will have gotten 100 points that they did not get because they haven't won an inning since the first inning yesterday.
Well, yeah, and that's something that Kat's teams are just not used to, right? They're have been above and beyond better than everybody else. I mean, Kat is still filthy as ever.
There's a strikeout, out number 2. Here's Nadia Taylor. Called strike 1 to Nadia. No one takes a bigger hack here in Athletes Unlimited Softball than Nadia Taylor. Ferocious. Tipped at the plate. Just saw Kat do something. She, on her glove side, she just tapped her shoulder a couple of times, looking to spec us. Did that mean anything?
And you're lucky I know what I'm talking about. It means, so instead of shaking and wanting a different pitch, she wants that pitch, she just wants it to the opposite side of the plate.
Mash, but I don't think you can hit it any more foul.
Because there's nothing worse than getting a curveball called to the inside part of the plate and you wanting a back door. Yeah, you shake and then have to go through everything else and the catcher has to come out like, what do you want? Just wanted it on the other side. So I'll do something similar to that to just make it where it's boom.
1-2. Off speed, fooled her. Another strikeout for Kat. She has struck out 7. Monday evening, pitcher's duel here in Rosemont. Jesse Warren is drilled. That simply got away. Haley Wagner did not mean to hit Warren to begin this inning. Finally has a lead, and all of a sudden, the leadoff batter is aboard. So Warren strolls down to first.
And it's that curveball, I think, just slips away a little bit. Instead of going across her body, she comes up. And that hurts.
All right, this is a pitcher's duel right now. And runs are going to be important. Gwen Speckes, I know that she's the cleanup hitter, but do you think that maybe she lays down a bunt?
I mean, the importance of being able to advance that runner and try to tie this game up, knowing that there's 40 points on the line. And I think being able to go back to the basics. We know if you lay down that sack, you're going to get 10 points.
She didn't look comfortable when she squared. I'm not sure how many times she's laid down a bunt in recent times. This is an old school pitcher's duel. This is what it used to be. Tanya Harding, Michelle Granger, Lisa Ishikawa, Debbie Doom. Softball's changed a lot over the years, but Kat Osterman hasn't. Whenever she pitches, at least her side is a pitcher's duel. But she's already given up a run. 1-1 to Svekis. Still showing bunt, gets it down. Good job, Gwen Svekis. Earning 10 points. Sacrifice gets Warren into scoring position. That's small ball for you. The new way to buy a car. Mauga the Masher, second in the history of Division I softball and college homers. Only 5'2". It's so quick. Pretty good find in the 6th round. Kat knows what she's doing. 24th overall pick out of 56. And she rewarded Kat Osterman, the captain, with a 2-homer day. Inning points on the line, 40 of them. Little number right side. Who's going to cover first? The race is on, and Jenkins wins the race. Out number 2 as Warren makes it over to third.
Big moment here. I mean, for those watching, the point system is what makes this league so unique and awesome, and every single inning truly counts. And those rollover innings, we've had zeros, donuts up there until the 4th inning where Team Piancastelli was able to score. There's 40 points on the line, so if they're able to score Jessie Warren from third, it would continue to be a tie, and those points would roll over to the 5th inning, which is something we haven't seen in a while. I love seeing donuts up there, Eric.
Me too. Yeah, earlier today on this field, we had an 18-1 ball game.
Whew.
Yeah. 19 combined runs, 25 combined hits. Shelby Pendley mashes this one dead central, going back. It's gone! Shelby Pendley, how do you do? First homer with Athletes Unlimited, and Team Osterman wins the 40 points. We were just waiting for a lightning bolt from Shelby Pendley. We finally got one.
I will say, every time Kat gives up a run, her team has her back instantly. And this is a pitch, drifts up in the zone over the heart of the plate, and she takes it dead center. Can't be any more center than that. And she is ecstatic. And you love it. You just love the smiles on these women's faces with how much this game means to them, the fact that they're having fun. I mean, we talk about the fact that they're in this shielded environment and are following the rules to a T. There's not a lot they can do. They're around each other, but strict protocol, obviously, with being in the middle of a pandemic.
Shelby Pendley has spent the better part of a decade being one of the best players in the world. She struggled, by her own admission, in the first couple of weeks with Athletes Unlimited, but that's reason to smile. That was an 80-point swing of the bat for her. She got 40 points for the homer, and she gets 40 points because her team wins all 4 of the innings when you factor in the rollovers. 2-1 our score. Sammy Fagan, softly. Clifton gonna have to hurry. Not in time. Fagan legs it out. So the inning continues. All of a sudden, life with Team Osterman.
This was a lot closer than I thought it would be. Wagner moves her glove out of the way to leave it up for Clifton. Looks like she just gets her foot in there before the ball gets in Jenkins' mitt.
Team Piancastelli trying to get back to the dugout. Mandy Perez called strike one. What a shocker. 2 outs in the bottom of the 4th inning. Shelby Pendley, 2-run homer. That's the first inning win for Team Osterman since inning number 1 yesterday. Yesterday they won a game, but they actually didn't look that great. They scored 8 runs in the 1st inning and then were flat really the rest of the way. And that's something you can't do here in this league. Good job by Wagner. 1-2-3. She strikes out Perez. Shelby Pendley putting a charge into a ball thrown by Haley Wagner, 2-run homer. And Team Osterman has taken a 1-run lead as we play the 5th inning. Let's take a look at our Geico leaderboard. This has been updated. Kat Osterman guaranteed she will be the #1 overall captain for the draft tomorrow night. But Janie Reed, DJ Sanders, Erica Piancastelli right now amongst the top 4. But look at Victoria Hayward. She has got a real opportunity when you factor in win points and inning points that are still to be added. She is only 10 behind Erica Piancastelli right now. Jessie Warren also in that mix. Tatiana Malgu would have to probably hit a couple of homers and get an MVP vote or 2. But she is possibly a captain. Here's Kaylee Clifton. Kaylee Clifton wearing a microphone for us.
Abby's coming for you. Okay. We're gonna go here. Hey, 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 hey. All right, 5 flames. Let's get it. Here we go. Yes, Stelly. Here we go. Yes, James, not over it. Here you go. Yeah, Wags.
Yeah, finally come up with a comp for Kaylee Clifton. I really think that she reminds me of Stacey May Johnson. Steady right-handed hitter, doesn't make any mistakes. Alley power. Quality second base and third, wherever you need a player in the infield. Everyone would want her on their team.
Well, and that was one thing Patty Gasso, who's the head coach at University of Oklahoma. I remember at the World Series last year, and we did all the interviews and stuff. She was so big on, you can take any player, but you cannot take Kaylee Clifton.
2 strikes. 2-2. Kat has 7 strikeouts through 4 innings. It's like it's 2003 all over again. Chopper right to the 3rd sacker. That's a vacuum over there. Hit it to the wrong person. Jessie Warren. Fans want to get even closer to the game. Become a member of the Unlimited Club to cast votes for player MVPs and have access to our members-only dugout camera. Learn more about the Unlimited Club by visiting auprosports.com and clicking join in the upper right of the page. Look at that. That's a full players box. Why not? This is the marquee game of the weekend. 2 unbeaten teams. Both Team Piancastelli and Team Osterman 2-0. And we've got the game we expected. Kat Osterman and Haley Wagner dueling. Kelsey Jenkins. Yeah, these women obviously playing the game that they love at the highest level, but they've given up quite a bit to be in this shielded environment for a month and a half.
Well, yeah, it's definitely not easy, but you also have to look at the fact that we've been in a pandemic for quite some time, and I believe with having this Athletes Unlimited at the end of the summer has really ignited just a different type of passion to train throughout, knowing that is there.
Wow. Three-pitch strikeout of Jenkins, and Kat now has 8 punch-outs.
I feel like she's just making this look easy tonight. This was on Wiggins, went up in the zone with the rise, and then she has that drop on the outer corner of Piancastelli. Curveball to Howe. KJ strikes out on the drop. Then you have Perez. I mean, you're not touching that. It's just so much movement down in the zone, and finishes with that off-speed curve to Nadia Taylor.
That looks really cool. 2 down, bases clear. Kat has now retired 5 in a row since the home run by Jaquish.
Well, it's just understanding against Kat, you know, to go have a 3-for-3 day, 4-for-4 day. It's very unlikely, but it's accepting the fact that, hey, I might not look great, but can I make an adjustment, AB to AB, pass on information, and being okay with looking bad. I mean, you're going to swing at pitches that you think are there, and quite frankly, they're not even close, and you find yourself walking to the dugout. Why am I swinging at that? But how do you use that to your advantage and find a way to pass that information on to your teammates? And the more you see her, the more you understand the movement on it. It doesn't make it easier to hit her, but can make it a little bit easier to lay off some stuff.
0-2 to Ramirez. Did she go too far? She did. Wow. Kat throws 6 consecutive pitches, all called strike. Spectacular night, spectacular softball. Athletes Unlimited has joined Rally the Vote, a first of its kind coalition of sports teams across the NBA, WNBA, MLB, NHL, MLS, and NWSL. Rally the Vote, harnessing the leadership of professional athletes to encourage fans to get in the game and make their voice heard by registering to vote and participating in the democratic process. Over the coming weeks, Athletes Unlimited will be educating players and fans about the importance of registering to vote and engaging their communities around the election. Athletes know better than most that there's power in working together. Bottom of the 5th inning. Moultrie, Hayward, and Leach. 3 speedsters batting in a row against Haley Wagner. Moultrie was hit while she was in the box. It's a dead ball, foul.
Moultrie hit a home run yesterday that was absolutely incredible. The ball was at her eyes, and just her ability to be able to just crush that inside pitch, her bat speed. I mean, she struck out, but she's going down with an absolute fight when she's swinging that bat. She's not getting cheated.
4th strikeout for Wagner. So she's now gone through the lineup twice. She's earned her keep. Very impressive performance. Haley Wagner loves to play the game of softball.
Yeah, I'd have to agree. I think she's really settled in nicely, and she was a pitcher I was thinking by week 3 was really gonna just hone in on hitting good spots, using her curve.
That is a foul ball. Victoria Hayward, we've seen that she is able to spray the ball wherever she wants on the diamond. Let's take a look at her spray chart, powered by 643.
That's not a bad spray. Spot, such a triple threat. We've seen her go yard multiple times. Drop that bunt, use her speed, and that's really what you want out of your leadoff hitter. You want someone that's going to get something going, but someone that can drop that bunt, use their speed, pressure on the D.
Victoria Hayward is one of only 2 players, 2 of the 56 here in Rosemont, who have everything you could dream of offensively: a single, a double, a triple, and a homer. Elite company. Great chance for Hayward to be a captain next week. This at bat, an important one. Wow, picked up off the shoe tops by Abby Ramirez. Jason Wright knows a thing or two about high-level softball. He played football at Northwestern back when Tammy Williams, Eileen Canny, Garland Cooper were there.
You love your Northwestern girls.
All 3 of those women turned out to be fine pros. I still think Tammy Williams, best defensive shortstop I've ever seen. And I've seen some good ones. Natasha Watley,
I'm going to have to go with my buddy
Anissa
Jen
Ortez.
Salling.
Ooh.
Sorry. I don't think
Ooh.
Tammy's better than her. I think they're pretty close, but I got to go with Jen. I haven't seen someone have a gun like Jen.
I think of Salling.
Ever.
I think of Salling as a third baseman. That's the reason I didn't put her in that lumper there.
When did she play third that you've witnessed?
She played
with
third
the pride a little bit?
for the Pennsylvania Rebellion. Ball and 2 strikes to Leach. I'm going to have to get her on the line, see if she remembers playing third for the Rebellion behind Dallas Escobedo. 2 balls and 2 strikes to Leach. Wow. This has been the best performance by Wagner we have seen so far in 3 weeks. 2-1 is our score. Team Osterman, courtesy of the home run by Shelby Pendley, on top of Team Piancastelli. It's getting late early here. Already the 6th inning. Take a look at our Geico leaderboard. Kat Osterman will be the #1 overall captain for the draft tomorrow evening on Facebook Live. Janie Reed in the 2 spot. DJ Sanders, Victoria Hayward. She has jumped into the 4th spot, but she still has competition. Jessie Warren is still in this game. Jessie Warren could leapfrog her. We shall see. We'll keep a close eye as we still have 2 more innings to play. Kat Osterman in the circle. She has been fine. Only allowed 2 base hits. A single by Kaylee Clifton in the 2nd inning, and the homer by Savannah Jakewish in the 4th. Jakewish will bat 3rd this inning. Bunt laid down to Nicole Pendley. A good one. Warren's throw in time. Jessie Warren again. Elite defensive third base.
Wow. She's so good. I mean, she's already in, but it's just her speed to grab that ball barehanded, to go knowing the speed of Pendley. Doesn't have to adjust grip or anything. Spot on. Wow.
That's what Kat was thinking about when she selected Jessie Warren.
Well, she said she was surprised Jessie was still available when that came up. She's like, well, she's got one of the best players. Surprise, surprise.
Rollover innings again. No one won the 5th inning, so the 10 points from the 5th inning has been added to the 6th inning total. So whichever squad scores more runs this inning will get 20 points. Down the right field line, Wiggins. Extra bases for her. Moultrie off the wall, and Wiggins will have to stop at second with a double. First base hit of the ball game, Megan Wiggins.
That's a good piece of hitting. That is a low drop. She's able to drop barrel on the inside part of the plate. Wow. Obviously a lot of speed. She sees that get past Moultrie, motors up. But both these big hits, one from Jakewish and Wiggins, they've really gone down to go get those drop balls. Impressive.
Player conference presented by Mariner Wealth Advisors. Kat doesn't look too stressed with the runner on at second. The great equalizer is her ability to strike batters out. Kat's got 9 strikeouts. Here's Savannah Jakewish. There haven't been too many players in the course of the last 2 decades who have hit 2 homers against Kat Osterman in a game.
I know her college coach, Beth Torina's watching. They had the game earlier up on the jumbo screen at practice, watching Amanda Sanchez just drop a couple bombs, get hit a couple times. Coach Torina said that's what we told her when she got to LSU. Your job's to get bombs and get hit, get on the plate.
82nd pitch for Osterman. Kat Osterman has not lost the game 8-0 here in this league. Her catcher Gwen Svekis the same. Right back to Kat. Looks the runner back to second. Throws a strike to Malga. 2 down. All right. This is the way that it should be. late in the game, captain versus captain. Kat Osterman, Erica Piancastelli.
And Piancastelli's last AB had a fly to right field, but just got underneath it.
Strike painted the inner half. Looked like a good take for Piancastelli. Looks locked in. This is a matchup we may see over in Tokyo during the Summer Olympics. Kat, of course, going to represent Team USA, go to her 3rd Olympics. Piancastelli will represent Team Italia, just like her mother did.
Gwen does such a good job being able to get pitches and make them look like strikes. And you just value that in a catcher so much. Reminds me of our Team Canada one, Kaylee Rafter. She's able to really get pitches and frame them so good for you.
Oh my, Kat got the benefit of the doubt. 2-2. 2 balls, 2 strikes, tying run on at second. Violent swing. We'll do it again.
She's another one of those hitters that's just not going to get cheated. Has that big leg kick, a lot of pop.
Swung on and missed. Perfect time for strikeout number 10. Jesse Warren leads things off, looking for some insurance. Team Osterman, a 1-run lead. This has been old school softball. Fantastic pitchers duel. Wagner and Osterman. On the ground, tough play. Ramirez stumbles and doesn't have enough to get it across the diamond. Infield single for Jesse Warren. Second time she's been aboard. So leadoff batter aboard. Last time that happened for Team Osterman is when they scored their only 2 runs.
And this is a heck of a night for both these pitchers. Just seeing Wagner really settle in here week 3, and Kat's just been cruising right from the get-go and just being as consistent as she can. I've been impressed with Haley Wagner. We've seen her get roughed up a little bit the past couple weeks, but watching her throw tonight, wow.
Gamer. I wouldn't be surprised if she's amped up her game just a bit, because she knew that this was prime time against Kat and she needed to be her best, and she has been. She's been able to dial it up.
And those are always the best. You love those little night games under the lights, gives you a different feel.
Ari Williams comes in to pinch run for Warren. And Svekis, I'll tell you what, she is excelling at small ball. Back-to-back sacrifices for Gwen Svekis. That's 20 points for her. She's the cleanup hitter, doing whatever it takes.
It's just all about getting the bunt down. Didn't look super clean, but hey, found a way, had her hand pop off the bat. And I think it's because Kat doesn't want her to try to get a homer to get more points up the leaderboard, so she can't pick her.
Ari Williams checks in at second. Here's Mauga. She was expecting something. She got it and she missed it. Upset with herself. Currently 7th among 56 players here in Athletes Unlimited in points. Top 4 are captains every week. Popped up, playable. Ramirez. All right, similar situation to what we had back in the 4th inning. A runner in scoring position and 2 outs with Shelby Pendley coming to the plate.
Just the giddiness that she had rounding the bases. And just finally being able to go yard, I think, allows you to take a breath, right? Like, oh man, I'm home run hitter, but I've yet to go bombski, and everyone else here seems to be crushing homers. How come I can't?
Yeah, before that homer, 8 hits, all singles for Shelby Pendley. Wagner's got her set up, ball and 2 strikes. Combined 7 hits, all of our runs coming on homers. Solo shot Savannah Jaquish, 2-run shot Shelby Pendley. Third week of league play here at Athletes Unlimited. Off speed, a thing of beauty. Haley Wagner, have a night. She has struck out 6, pitched magnificently. Kat Osterman's team has a 2-1 lead. She is in the circle. She needs 3 outs for yet another win. Kat Osterman has never lost here in this league. She is 8-0. Also never losing, Gwen Spekas, her catcher. On the other side, for Team Piancastelli, Abby Ramirez is the only other person who has not lost, is 8-0. Morgan Howe leads things off. Howe takes down low. 1 ball, 1 strike.
Once this game's over, we're going to kind of figure out who those captains are, and tomorrow they're going to have that live draft on Facebook Live at 6 Eastern. You just go to the Athletes Unlimited page. It's really cool. You get to just see these women make some tough decisions. It's super interactive and fun. It's something I look forward to every Tuesday. I like seeing Kat sweat it out a bit.
2-1. Oh, Morgan Howe didn't mean to, couldn't stop herself. She hasn't been able to solve the riddle. She is 0 for 2 against Kat. Both times she has struck out swinging. After Howe, Nadia Taylor, and then Kaylee Clifton, the hitting star yesterday. .94 pitches thrown by Kat Osterman. She has been matched almost pitch for pitch by Haley Wagner. Need to give a big tip of the cap to Wagner and what she has done.
Well, and it's just that one swing of the bat, right? If you don't give up that home run, it's a completely different ball game, and that tends to be the trend in this league. Big bats stepping up.
Swung on and missed the hat trick. Howe has struck out swinging 3 times in a row against Osterman. .11 Ks. That is a new league record. Kat has 11 strikeouts with 2 more outs to play with. Here's Nadia Taylor. She can tie it up. Golfed into left field. It's going to be playable. Perez, 2 down. All right, Team Piancastelli. They were down to their last out yesterday when the woman coming to the plate right now stepped into the right-handed batter's box and put a surge through her team by hitting a 3-run walk-off homer. She can't hit a walk-off homer right now, but a homer would tie the game at 2. Looking for magic 2 days in a row. Almost nipped her. Vintage Kat Osterman. 11 Ks, 97 pitches, hasn't walked a soul. Went too far. Clifton upset with herself. Softly, Kat can't make the play. Leach, nothing doing. And the game continues. That could have ended the ball game. It'll be scored an infield single for Clifton. And now, chance to go ahead.
This is just kind of one off the very end of the bat, and Cat not able to field it cleanly, and I just don't think Leach had enough to be able to make that bang bang throw. Her weight was a little bit too forward and didn't have any momentum.
Oh man, is this a difficult spot? We're supposed to see Kelsey Jenkins, but she has been pulled back. Jenkins has struck out a couple of times against Cat, so instead of Jenkins, it will be the former Florida Gator, Nicole Dewitt. Dewitt has played in big games. She has won a college championship. She knows what winning is about, but this is hard. She is going to face Cat Osterman with 2 outs, a runner on, down by 1. Ball 1. One and one.
And that's that curveball. Able to just break it away from those lefties. Tough pitch to hit.
Two balls and a strike. Runner on at first base, Kaylee Clifton. On the ground, Cat gets this one. Underhand flip. Ball game is over. Cat Osterman did her thing. She spins a 3-hitter, only allows the Savannah Jaquish homer. Cat Osterman and Gwen Speckes still remain unbeaten. They are now 9-0 in Athletes Unlimited softball. For winning the inning, it was a 3-time rollover. 30 points goes to Cat Osterman's team, plus the 50 points that everyone's going to get for winning the game. So it turns out to be a very profitable day for Team Osterman.
Yeah, I mean, impressive day. She's just been consistent. And you love the fact that Pendley was able to step up, a big 2-run home run.